Someone's waiting by the side of the road. The donkey is full of goods and of a load, and the donkey is really struggling. Now, you go over to help him, and you help unload the donkey and get the donkey a rest. Now, taking a look at the situation, who's the giver and who's the taker? I would think that the person who owns the donkey, well, he's the taker. He just saves some of his property from being hurt, and the donkey himself is also a taker for being relieved of his pain. The giver, I think, would be the person who went over to help them. When we take a look at the psukim in the Torah, though, a very different picture emerges. In this week's Parsha, in Parshat Teitze, we have the mitzvah of helping unload and load our friend's animal. And this is what this Parsha says. Lo tir'eh et chamor achicha. You should not see your friend's donkey, o shoro, or his oxen, noflim baderech, and they're essentially falling along the way. And you said you should not hide yourself from the situation. Hakem takimimo. You must surely help uplift this animal and get his animal going. Now, this isn't the first time we encounter this mitzvah. This mitzvah actually appears all the way back in Sefer Shmot, in Perek Kaf Gimel, Pasuk Hey. And it says there, with a slight difference, the same mitzvah. Ki tirecha mor son'acha. When you see your enemy's donkey, rovetz tachat masao, that's staggering below its load, v'chadalta me'azov lo, and you hold yourself back from helping him, lo, azov ta'azov imo, you shall surely help him. The staggering difference between these two psukim, almost the same exact case, is in our parsha, the person is referred to as your brother, whereas earlier in the Torah, in the book of Shmot, he's referred to as your enemy. Why the difference? Why does the Torah even have to go out of its way to describe whether this person is your brother or your enemy? What do I care? It's a Jew. What do I care what my relationship status is with this person as I'm walking on the way and I see his donkey staggering beneath his load? Do I check my Facebook page and see if he's one of my friends? Of course not. There must be a deeper meaning here. And that deeper meaning is picked up by the Ramban, Nachmanides, in his commentary on this week's Parsha. And through understanding the question of, well, who is the giver and who is really the taker, we can understand why we have a linguistic difference of, in this week's Parsha, calling him your brother, whereas in Shmot, calling him your friend. And what the Ramban says is that lemor ta'aseh imo kain, you should do this with him, you should help him, helping this person. And then what? V'zocher ha'achva. And through helping him, you're going to remember your brotherly love for this person. V'tishkach hasina, and you'll forget the hatred. It's the same person in both cases. Both psukim are simply different perspectives on this person who's by the side of the road. But what's amazing is that through giving, through helping, through going out on a limb for someone else, we're able to change our perspective of him. We're able to change our relationship status with that person from someone that we hate to someone that we love. I'll always remember what my Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Baruch Vider Shlita, said at Yeshivat Kotel to a small group of the married Avrechim in Yeshiva. And he told us that if you don't love someone, you've obviously not given them enough. And that statement, that if you don't love someone, you don't feeling it, you haven't given them enough, always stuck with me. And I think is so true. And is only borne out by the words of the Ramban. That through giving, through helping this person you can't stand his guts, but you hate him. He's your enemy. God forbid that there should be people like that in Israel. But when you give to him, when you help him, through giving, That breeds love. That breeds brotherhood. That breeds a healthy fabric in society. And personally, a much closer relationship. And I think that this point of who's the real giver and who's the real taker is thus answered by the Ramban. Who's really giving here? And who's really taking here? You're living with this hatred of someone else. And Rabbi Yehoshua, in the Tractate Avot in the Mishnah, says that hatred of other people, hatred of other creations, motzi'in et ha'adam min ha'olam, it removes someone from this world. One can't have peace of mind in this world. One can't live, can't be peaceful, can't be tranquil in this world. He can't live if he has hatred of other people. So who's really gaining here? Is it the owner of the ox? The owner of the donkey? Or is it the person who helped him, who's now been able to get over his interpersonal troubles? I'm going to share one more point that really sharpens this idea and drives it home. And this is a point by the Sfat Emet. The Sfat Emet actually says this explicitly. And he says that, and he actually learns it out from the words itself of our pasuk. It says, Hakem takim imo, you shall surely lift it up with him. The subject, according to the simple meaning of the text, is the ox. You're going to certainly lift up the ox. But beautifully, the Sfat Emet understands a deeper level to this pasuk. And he says, Hakem takim imo, you shall surely raise it up. Isn't the subject on a deeper level isn't just the ox, but it's also yourself. That when we give, we become giving people. When we help other people, we ourselves are actually are able to merit, character refinement, character development, and be able to simply be a better person. Although we're giving, it's actually ourselves that are taking. And I think finally that when it comes to giving, ultimately giving is the gift that keeps on giving.